Is your workplace planning to implement an organizational or process improvement program? Maybe something like lean manufacturing, continuous improvement, or Six Sigma? Well, if so, I have some bad news and some good news for you. First, we'll start with the bad news and we'll rip the Band-Aid right off at the start. If you're implementing these kinds of programs, the odds might be stacked against you. Organizational improvement programs and systems that improve efficiency, productivity, and profitability are absolutely necessary and critical, especially now. But the current success rate when implementing these types of organizational change is quite alarming. According to Gartner, half of change initiatives today fail, and only 34% are a clear success. Broadly, a lot of organizational change efforts are falling way below expectations, with half outright failing. And even the ones that do succeed are often only mildly successful in the short term and flat out not successful in the long term. When it comes to the process improvement programs like Six Sigma and CI and Lean, they're not immune to these high failure rates. With Six Sigma, according to Kennesaw State University, 60% of all corporate Six Sigma initiatives fail to yield the desired results. It's like comparing process improvement to a weight loss program. It starts off well, but too often it fails to have a lasting impact. With continuous improvement over the years, roughly 60 to 70% of all company continuous improvement programs have failed or have limited success. With cost management programs like lean manufacturing, 81% of programs were unable to fully meet their cost reduction targets. So, what do all of these depressing numbers really mean? Are these programs bad or a waste of time? Absolutely not. In fact, if you look at the reasons for these high failure rates, what you're going to quickly realize is that the programs themselves aren't the problem. It's the fact that the companies who implement them are not properly and intentionally preparing people in the organization to support and engage with the programs. Often, companies overlook the simple fact that the employees, the people, are the essential component to improving performance. As lean specialist Craig Corsi states, while manufacturing organizations may take different paths for continuous improvement, efforts from Six Sigma to lean, a common misstep is that they undervalue the importance of employee engagement. Even when employee communication and feedback is built into the process improvement strategies, like all good programs absolutely have to have, there's still a huge piece of the puzzle that they're missing. These programs cannot be successful without a strong workplace culture that accelerates the strive to improve performance. Creating the culture that facilitates the strive to improve is something you really need to have in place first before you start to implement your process improvement systems. A strong foundation that will empower and sustain the adoption and implementation of these improvements. Okay, so that's enough of the bad news. Now let's talk about the good news. Creating a workplace that strives for improvement is something you absolutely can do, and you can have it in place before you start. Now, getting started is pretty easy. It's really about taking the time to learn about how a successful workplace culture is built and understanding what employees actually need to be successful and be engaged. Because having employees who are already engaged and eager to improve themselves and their work is the fertile soil that you're going to need to have sustained success with these programs. Now, we have a ton of videos and free resources to get you started. In fact, I'll share a short video that breaks down the steps to create a workplace that strives to improve. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with us. But for now, Consider how ready your staff are day to day. Is there issues in your workplace with burnout, disengagement, or difficulty retaining employees? Because if these problems exist in your workplace, then addressing them will be the pre-work you need to do before you fully dig into process improvement. That is, if you want them to actually be successful. Otherwise, those problems will be amplified by the improvement program. And here's going to be another stat on the high failure rates that plague these great initiatives. Until next time.